It's now my distinct honor and privilege to introduce a man of great accomplishment, the Honorable Francis Rooney, who represents Florida's 19th Congressional District. He was recently named Vice Chair of the House Committee on Foreign Affairs. Also a successful businessman, Congressman Rooney brings decades of private sector experience to Washington. He and his family started Rooney Holdings, an international group of companies based in Naples, Florida. He was appointed by President George W. Bush to serve as U.S. Ambassador to the Holy See and has served on many public and private boards. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Francis Rooney.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thankful to be here for this very special gala evening honoring 5 outstanding leaders from the Americas. And I'm particularly pleased to be surrounded by such prominent policy, business, and political leaders from across our hemisphere. I'm truly honored to be in your distinguished company. This gathering is a testament to the Inter-American Dialogue's impressive convening capacity, credibility, and prestige. The dialogue's success is explained by the caliber of the men and women who analyze, debate, and find consensus solutions on a wide range of policy challenges confronting the Americas. As you know, I have the privilege of representing Florida's 19th District in the United States House of Representatives. As a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee and its Subcommittee on Western Hemisphere Affairs, I share the same resolve and values that drive the Inter-American Dialogue's important work. That's why I'm so pleased to be among you tonight, celebrating 5 remarkable individuals. Let me tell you a thing or two about one of our honorees tonight, Roberto Murray Meza. Bobby, who I'm very proud to call my friend, is a true overachiever in the business world. Just 3 months ago, the Central American edition of Forbes magazine recognized him with the Business Excellence Award. Currently, Bobby chairs the Shareholders Council of Grupo Agrisal, a consortium of national, regional, industrial, hotel, automotive, and real estate companies. He's also been a pioneer in fostering corporate social responsibility and responsible competitiveness, not only in El Salvador, but also in and beyond Central America. Over the course of several decades, Bobby has built a network of private foundations that work tirelessly to promote social equity through health and education programs. Their success is anchored on the principles of civic service, commitment, empathy, professional competence, and the moral integrity that characterizes his family's enterprises. Just to name one, the Meza Ayu Foundation, which he heads, combines his family's business success, the spirit of giving back to the community, and the imperative of public service. Before he accomplished all this, fresh out of school as a young businessman, Bobby heeded the call for business leaders to engage in public service. So he served on his country as the Undersecretary of Education for 2 years. As a Yale-trained economist, he also served for 7 years as board member in El Salvador's Central Reserve Bank. He later went on to establish his country's Social Investment Fund, where he served as its first president. Bobby was also tapped by his country's political leadership to manage the emergency relief funds in the aftermath of the 2 devastating earthquakes that struck El Salvador in 1986 and 2001. He did all of this while serving as president of his family's highly successful La Constancia Brewing Company. For 6 years, he's been a staunch advocate for education as the key to solving the majority of the challenges facing the developing world. His experience, in addition to the values and principles passed on by his parents and grandparents, taught him the importance of solidarity and business responsibility, as well as the need to take those principles far beyond philanthropy and see them as a strategic and social imperative. In a country ravaged by civil strife, natural disasters, and political instability, Bobby has always stood for civic service, for dialogue, and for high ethical standards. He still finds the time to participate in other endeavors as well. He sits on the Business Council Advisory Board of the International Foundation for Freedom, led by Nobel Prize winner and dialogue member Mario Vargas Llosa. He's also a board member of the Millennium Challenge Corporation's program that runs the U.S. government activity set up for it in El Salvador. He's also a member of Babson College's Global Advisory Board. And Bobby's a member of the Sovereign Military Order of Malta. And of course, he's a member of the Inter-American Dialogue's Presidential Leadership Council. He graduated from Georgetown Prep School in Garrett Park, Maryland, and holds a degree in economics from Yale, an MBA from Harvard, and an MBA in literature from Middlebury College. He's received honorary PhD in the social sciences from the Salesian University of Don Bosco in El Salvador. In short, Bobby's a leader, a pioneer, a visionary, a champion for education, and a man of tremendous passion and integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's recipient of the Inter-American Dialogue's Leadership for Civic Engagement Award is Roberto Murray Meza. Bobby, please join me at the podium to receive your award.
Thank you, Francis. Thank you for your kind words. I too am honored to be your friend. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thrilled to be here with you tonight. This is an overwhelming and humbling experience. I want to express my deepest gratitude to the Inter-American Dialogue for bestowing this honor on me tonight. I would like to dedicate this award to my family, who is here with me, my wife, Maria de Los Angeles, my children, Christina and Patrick. My family's love and support has been the driving force and my inspiration, what I've been able to do in business and in public service. I also want to acknowledge the presence here of a very special group of friends who are sharing this powerful experience with me. In particular, Ambassador Jean Maines, who is the U.S. Ambassador in El Salvador. I would like to take the opportunity to recognize Michael Shifter's exceptional leadership at the Inter-American Dialogue. Under his stewardship, the Dialogue's work and achievements have been widely recognized, and its clout and credibility have grown. I also want to recognize the efforts of Michael's predecessor, Peter Hakim. It was Peter who opened the doors of the Dialogue to me over 20 years ago. Peter, for that, I am forever in your debt. The relevance of this work related to the high-level policy debate the Dialogue promotes on the core challenges facing the hemisphere. Its diverse membership is no doubt the Dialogue's most important asset. It includes Nobel laureates, 18 former heads of state, 17 members who have held seats in the nation's legislatures, and more than 36 that have served in cabinet positions. Similarly, an impressive number of its members are highly accomplished business leaders. All of this has made the Inter-American Dialogue's DC preeminent hemispheric forum on U.S.-Latin American relations and on inter-American affairs. Tonight, I would like to reflect on what the Dialogue has accomplished in the last couple of decades. Since my involvement with the Dialogue over 20 years ago, it's become clear to me that if the Dialogue did not exist, it would have to be invented. The Dialogue became the sought-after forum for debating and finding solutions to the many challenges confronting this hemisphere. From trade, migration, border disputes, U.S. Latino community concerns, the challenges to democratic rule. All these themes have been addressed at the Dialogue. Dialogue members and experts have offered compelling arguments and solutions to some of these pressing challenges. The Dialogue has also been critical in managing Latin American experience in Washington, as well as presenting Washington's perspectives to Latin Americans. This alone has been pivotal in helping governments from across the region to better understand and solve critical issues. The themes of importance to the U.S., like NAFTA, migration, the Venezuelan crisis, Cuba, Nicaragua, and the citizen security predicament in Central America's Northern Triangle, just to name a few, require well-articulated and comprehensive approaches that involve the need to engage in dialogue in both the United States and Latin America. This makes the inter-American dialogue ever so relevant. As it was in the third wave of democratization affected in the region. So I would like to argue here tonight on the need to keep the dialogue robust. You can count on us in Latin America for keeping our part of the bargain. We will continue to engage political actors on key issues, and we will continue to help to put the limelight on these challenges, like the need to promote transparency in public administration, or to strengthen the rule of law, or finding durable solutions to the citizen security quagmire, or the challenges to advancing development with equity. In closing, I would also like to comment briefly on what has been a recurrent theme in the last few years on the role of business in public affairs. I think business should strive to do better, but not just for the sake of earning a greater share or making bigger profits. Being better or doing better than the competition is only one measure of success. We must also be willing to integrate other values that add prestige to our businesses. Values like responsibility, integrity, ethics, and coherence. Of course, business success is the outcome of hard work, innovation, and perseverance. But it is also the direct result of fostering a vocation for service, a legitimate concern for others, and the willingness to share widely every achievement and every gain. Business leaders need to step up efforts to exercise a national citizenship by changing their own attitudes towards the common good. Only the key challenges facing the region today is the persistent corruption that hampers efforts in development. This requires a new paradigm that puts ethics as a guiding principle in the way we do business and politics today, and that redefines goals and purposes that align strategy and competition with the common good. Once again, I want to thank Michael, the Dialogues Board and staff for this enormous honor. Thank you very much.